Hello. Okay, this is my full moon in Cancer reading. Um, this is the whole spread here, but we're going to start at the beginning. Yeah. So this first card up here is the energy. Sorry, this reading is for me personally, and as I say, and it's for water signs. It's for anyone who's tapped into the new moon energy at the moment. So if you're wanting to use this time to set intentions and get a group of things, get them going the way that you want to go. This is about bringing in that positive energy, what's available at the moment in the most positive form. So this could well be for anyone who's in that frame of mind at the moment, okay? So this first card here is the energy of the new moon in Cancer. Um, and this first row here, I'm going to keep in the theme of Cancer. So this one's about family. No, it's not. This is home. This is home life. This first row here is home life, your sanctuary. And this second row here, this is relationships. So I'm not separating out love romantic relationships. This is all relationships, how you're relating to other people in your life at the moment, family, lovers, friends, work colleagues. Um, and this last line here, it could be work, but I'm going to say that this is manifesting for our life path. So for me, my creative endeavours and my work and how I want things to go practically, emotionally, spiritually. This is all in one bundle here. But you might just want to put your one project on this, or a new job, or creating abundance, finances. Yeah. So that's that. So let's start. So, card number one up here, we have got the Eight of Pentacles. So, the energy of this reading, and let's say this is for the next month to begin with, anyway, to get the ball rolling for us. This is about either learning a new skill, developing the skills and abilities that we've already got. It's also about working from the ground up and laying foundations, focusing methodically on getting forward and not getting distracted, looking at the task in hand and just working through it bit by bit. So there's lots of energy for new endeavours and to reignite stuff that might have got a little bit flat. So we've got the first line here, which is home, and all in all, it's looking rather sexy at home. Yeah, good. So we've got Two of Wands, which is about making plans. So we go from the idea. We've got to the one idea to the two, which means that we're going to start manifesting our plans. It's also about working together. So at home, that means working well with your partner, your cat, your mum, whoever's there, your children, but sort of working in collaboration, usually in a partnership, really. So yeah, then we've got the Empress, which, whether you're male or female, that's about really nurturing the home life and getting in touch with nature as well. So, if you're a gardener, you might want to get out there and start gardening, but on a kind of very sort of personal level, it's about really finding our nurturing, loving, sensuous feelings about life, and strength in that female area. And so it doesn't have to be for a female, but it certainly needs to, it's about that really connected female energy, and it's abundant and it's fertile. And then to make that even stronger here, we've got the Queen of Wands, which is pretty much the same thing, really, and it's certainly about having authority. in our domain, and that doesn't mean being bossy, although, you might want to look at that if you do feel like you're getting a little bit bossy around the house. I know I can sometimes, and I have to rein that in. But really, it's about knowing the right things to do at the right time and being in touch with our intuition. And it's very much about homemaking and home life, and being somebody that people can trust and come to for advice. Um, and then we've got the Page of Wands standing here with his. So we've got a young man standing there with a great big sort of penis in his hand, basically, which, it doesn't always have to mean that, but I'd say next to the lovers, if you're on your own, you may well be looking at finding a partner to live with at the moment. Somebody may be coming into your home. You might be starting to share your life with somebody. Or if you're with a partner at the moment, male or female, this is not gender specific. I think things could be really getting quite harmonious in the home. It's a harmonious time at home for making good choices about what to do next, whether that's on a practical level or on an emotional level. It's pretty sexy. For some people, not for me personally, that it's a fertile time. So if you're looking to get pregnant, then this could be a good time to really have a go at that by the looks of things. Yeah, quite exciting. Let's move down to the relationship area. So we've got the King of Wands. So in terms of relationships, and I am speaking from my own perspective here, I guess, but I think this might resonate with other people too. The King of Wands really is about setting a good example and being confident in your choices. And it's creative. It's about being a good role model. It's about being self-assured. Then we come to the Moon, which is it can be about deception. It can be about the unknown and the unknowable, and the mysteries, the things floating around in our lives that we can't quite get a grip on. We're not quite. It can be about confusion. So often in relationships, there is, when there are problems, there is confusion, and people are coming from different angles, and they don't know what the other person's really trying to say, and there's hidden emotions and hidden agendas, and that's there at the moment. But also we've got the Moon, and it's Moon in Cancer, so on a really positive level, working with the Moon at the moment and working with this energy to solve relationship problems and to make relationships as good as they can. It's a good time to focus in on that energy at the moment. Then we've got the Four of Wands, which is very positive, and I like the way the Moon is flanked between the King of Wands and the Four of Wands, because the Four of Wands is about celebration and harmony, and to some extent getting over the finish line. You see, that's a kind of finish line there. It's about accomplishment. So if there's been problems in relationships of any sort, there is definitely an opportunity for harmony and celebration too. So some kind of breakthrough is there's potential for a real breakthrough and for some real enjoyment in home life and in our relationships here. And then we move on to the Hierophant, which I think I'm going to do these three together here. We've got the Hierophant. This could be about your own spiritual beliefs, your personal belief system. It could be about a belief system that you are part of a community with, such as a Buddhist community, or a Christian community, or a yoga, or any kind of spiritual belief system. It can also be about seeking help from a trusted advisor, a counsellor, a therapist, a spiritual guru of some sort. If somebody like that is coming into your life, if that opportunity presents itself, it could certainly be time to take that on and to look for advice. And particularly, maybe as that Moon card has come up, and it may well be a time for some advice from somebody learned. Um, then we have got the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, so with the King of Swords, who can be quite authoritarian, I'm just getting the feeling here that this is about, if you stick to your guns, you know, you have jurisdiction over yourself. This king has total autonomy. It's a kind of no questions area. However, really, that's how we should be thinking about ourselves, in terms of, if we know that something is right and we need to do the right thing, then there's actually quite a bit of room for flexibility. You know, we can throw those pentacles as high as we like. We can juggle high, and we can take some risks, because there's some boundaries here. And when we're coming from the right place, then you know, there can be flexibility. If we have boundaries, we can actually be more flexible. It's when we don't have boundaries that we tend to cling on tightly and not take the risks that we need to take in relationships. You know, it might be just time to shake things up a little bit, do things a bit differently, change it up, you know, go with the flow, you know, be kind of, don't resist change too much, because you can deal with it. And then we've got the Star, which I just think, you know, it's just a purely positive card. We're talking about kind of divine guidance, realising our goals, dreams and expectations. And I think here what this means is that within relationships at the moment, I think our expectations can be met, and sort of rightly so. You know, not not expecting exceeding expectations, but the expectations we rightly have, the boundaries that we set in our relationships for ourselves, they should and will be met. So it's a good time to be who you are and be proud of that and be strong about it at the moment. And then I think things in relationships will fall into place naturally. And then we have got let's say manifesting for our life path. So we are starting off with an excellent card for that, the Ace of Pentacles. So there we go. That is that's the energy we need to start a new project, to start a new way of life. It means just getting on with it. You know, it's not having sort of expectations beyond what we can achieve, but it's certainly giving the energy to start. You know, all the energy is there for you to start your new projects at the moment, and that's really backed up by the Knight of Pentacles, because that's about really laying the foundations for what we're doing, and not galloping ahead. We've got a kind of Shire horse that he's on. You know, he's plodding, but he's going to get the job done. And that's often what we need when we start a new project. And what's fantastic is that this turns into the Knight of Cups. So this is kind of just giddying up a little bit here. It's about turning dreams into reality, and having that sort of almost romantic and passionate vision about what we're doing. We can open up to it. Once we've set the foundations and we've done some of the hard work, we can start to open up and have a bit of fun with it, really. And it was almost like this Knight of Cups is kind of nudging you off the cliff here. We've got the Fool. So the Fool can be, you know, leaping before you look. But there's almost a sense of like, well, you have to just, sometimes taking a risk is the more sensible option than resisting change. And it's, yes, I do feel like that white horse is just like nudging you off the cliff. Go on, do it, get on with it, see what happens. You can handle it. And you can, because we've got the Chariot, which is kind of, it's about not letting the reins slip through your fingers, but you do have the willpower and the strength to keep your life, your project, in line with what you want. So you can take that risk. I think it's kind of like saying, go on, do it. And you know, you might fall a bit, but you'll be able to pick yourself up. You'll be able to grab that hold of the reins. You'll be able to get back in your chariot, and you'll be able to go off with your ideas. And bring them to fruition. And then we've got the Two of Cups, which in terms of projects, work, hobbies, etc., it could be about a collaboration with another person. It could be about a collaboration with your lover. It seems, I think, here to be about a collaboration with yourself. So it's almost like a sort of individuation process. So your one opposites unite. You know, it could be sort of like ego integration time. You know, you're becoming more integrated, and the parts of yourself are starting to work in harmony. And as we go to the Nine of Pentacles, working as one, and being self-sufficient, self-reliant. She's got a falcon on her arm, the hooded falcon, which can be trained to go off and hunt and then come back to the perch or the hand. And that's very much about being in control of our life, what we need. It's abundant. There's all those pentacles. She's got a beautiful gold robe on. Everything's just colourful and comfortable and abundant, and you know, we can do that for ourselves, you know, and it's almost like a kind of mission accomplished situation. So yeah, this is I called it life path manifestation. You can apply whatever you like to it in terms of, you know, what your projects might be, but at the moment it just feels like there's so much great energy around to start and really get underway with our projects and the direction that we want our life in. And the last card we have, our finishing card, is the Magician. So once we've worked through these areas and identified them and put our minds and hearts to them, then we are in a position to truly manifest our goals, and there's a lot of power there. So if we go back to the beginning, this is where we're putting in the hard work and the hours and the focus, and you know, it comes all the way through and it pays off with the Magician, because you've got power, you've got creative power. Yeah, excellent. It's just flowed so well. I love this, and I hope people who are keyed into this new moon energy, they're going to be able to key into these cards, because I think this energy is probably there for anybody who wants to get forward. Then I did the Wild Unknown Archetypes, and I pulled a card for each line. So for the beginning, we have the Vision. Well, that's great, isn't it? Because if we've got a project, you know, we need to be able to visualise in some detail how we want things to be, or even just to feel them. It doesn't have to be a visual thing. How do we want to feel about our life and where we're going? Do we want to feel good? Do we want to feel secure? Do we want to feel interested, curious, excited? Yeah, you know, put those all in the pot and you meditate on it. And then for home, we have the Kiss. So I'm really getting a sense of, yeah, I mean, if you haven't got love in your life at the moment, or if you're thinking about moving in with somebody, it just feels like quite a romantic time, actually. And Cancer's a very emotional sign, so it could really be something, and it could be quite a spontaneous. You might meet somebody quite out of the blue, I think, and you could also reignite the passion in your relationship quite out of the blue as well, because things can get so stodgy and stagnant and boring and irritating when you're living together, and then all of a sudden, as we sort of work on ourselves and live more positively, you know, the spark can ignite again. So that's good. And in relationships, it's the self, and I think this card is it's about really kind of having the conviction of our identity. You know, you are who you are. You're not who other people think you are. You're you, and that's okay. And the more you are out there, the better your relationships will be. And that is about having your own boundaries again, and being really quite clear about them, and being sure that you know, what you do like, and what you don't like, and that's that. So I think that's really kind of backing up that whole with the King of Swords, Hierophant, King of Wands. You know, there's a lot of kind of self-assured power in that line there. And then for the manifesting our life path line, we have the seed. So yeah, it's kind of self-explanatory really. It's like you've got to plant it, you've got to tend to it. It might not be exactly the seeds, but the seed, it doesn't have to be the seed you plant. Even it can be something else that's sprouting. Look for things that are sprouting up. And then, I mean, this is like, so the Magician, the very end, I pulled a card for the Magician and the fault line. So when you do manifest the things that you want to manifest for your life and they come together and you have this power, it's almost like it's going to be really powerful. So you may experience some earth tremors, and I guess that's how you handle them. But with a lot of positive change, some things fall away, and there's a lot of power there. So ride it, be with it, use the power that you have for what seems to be coming through for this new moon in Cancer. Thank you, everybody. And if anybody would like a new moon in Cancer reading, then just let me know via Messenger or Facebook or WhatsApp. Okay. Really enjoyed that reading. Bye.